Every single day, something keeps slipping through your fingers. No matter how many meetings you hold, how many deals you close, how hard you push, there's this gnawing feeling that something bigger, something real is escaping you. You know you're meant for more than the endless grind, the tired conversations about scaling and market fit that somehow never fit your soul. It's not your fault. The world is designed to keep you trapped, boxed in by rules, expectations, and systems built for average. But deep inside, something is screaming for a way out. What if the greatest power you could have to break free, to actually rewrite the game, isn't how hard you work or how smart you are, but something so simple, so overlooked, it feels invisible? Awareness. But not just the basic awareness of what's around you, the kind that most people never tap into. The pure, raw power of being awake to your own truth, your own mind, your own world, before anyone else tries to shape it for you. Imagine being so aware that every move you make slices through the fog of noise and distraction like a laser, that no external chaos can knock you off course because you see it all coming before it even hits you. This is the power no one talks about, and it's the one real edge you have over everyone else stuck in the comas of conformity. This world? It's screaming lies at you every second. Tell you you're free, then chain you up with invisible rules. Tell you to be bold while they celebrate comfort. Tell you to innovate while they smother your edge. It's designed to keep you small, stuck, diluted. Because if you wake up fully, to yourself, to the layers they built around you, to the raw signals beneath the noise, you become untouchable. The system loses its grip. You stop being a player stuck on someone else's board and become the one who reshapes the board. Awareness is not about clicking your fingers and magically fixing everything. It's the muscle that needs training, the flashlight in a house full of shadows. Once you start shining it inside, you start seeing every assumption that's been running your life, every truth that was handed down to you, every story you've been told about who you are and what you need to do. When that happens, you stop reacting. You start choosing, not just what you do, but who you become. Imagine the freedom in saying no to everything that doesn't serve your highest vision, even if that means losing people, comfort, or entire parts of your life you thought were safe. Imagine the willingness to walk alone temporarily because your eyes can finally see that walking with the crowd means walking off a cliff. This is not some feel-good idea. It's the frontline truth for founders, investors, leaders, the rare few who refuse to accept the shallow versions of power offered by this world. Look around. Systems are breaking down. Old leaders keep recycling the same tired moves. Progress only happens on the edges, with those who have the courage to be painfully aware of how broken everything is and move anyway. Awareness makes you critical, not cynical, but sharp enough to question absolutely everything. Your assumptions, your fears, your so-called realities. And from that ruthless questioning, something incredible happens. You start to rebuild yourself and your world in ways that no one could have predicted. Not by following trends or playing safe, but by diving deep into what's real to you. You mine your fears, your insecurities, your frustrations. Because awareness makes you brave enough to sit with your discomfort instead of running, to stare down the parts of yourself and the world that want to keep you small. This power is addictive. The more you practice it, the more you want it. You begin to see the thin lines where others are blind. You understand the games behind the curtains, the invisible rules no one talks about. But here's the catch. Awareness also demands brutal honesty with yourself. It laughs at your excuses, burns your stories of victimhood, and forces you to confront the truth no one else dares to look at. The truth that you are the only one responsible for your freedom. No system, no boss, no market condition can cage you without your permission. When you get this, the world's biggest chains become nothing more than shadows you step around. That's why this power isn't popular. It's lonely and uncomfortable for most. Because most people want safety, structure, answers that are spoon-fed. They want a blueprint, a path mapped out by someone else. But those who walk by awareness, they carve their own routes. They become unpredictable forces, unshackled from fear, impatient with fake realities. It's easy to say you want to change the world, but real change, the kind that shakes foundations, it begins inside, with awareness so sharp it cuts through every illusion you've been told about yourself and your place in the world. It's the power that lets you see beyond nationality, beyond titles, beyond the versions of yourself that others expect. It shows you the cracks in the systems, the spaces where true innovation happens, not by following, but by quietly, purposefully breaking the rules and crafting something no one saw coming. This is why awareness is the ultimate form of rebellion. You aren't just aware to understand, you are aware to act, to disrupt, to create the new spaces where exceptional people can finally meet and build something real. Because right now, there's no place for the exceptional. The world wants everyone to fit neat boxes, but the rare know that brilliance refuses the box. You don't just want to fit in, you want to explode out. Awareness is your ignition. When this power is alive inside you, patience becomes your weapon. Not patience as waiting, but patience as knowing that everything worth building takes time. The long game, the grinding through chaos, the slow forging of connections that matter. Awareness helps you cut through the noise and recognize the few who matter, those who burn as hot as you do. Because no one climbs Everest alone, no revolution happens in crowded rooms full of chatter and ego. The radical moves happen when the rare find each other, align their power, and refuse the comfort of sameness in favor of strength born from difference. You might be sitting there right now, feeling tired, pissed off, maybe even hopeless. The world feels broken, the system rigged. You're surrounded by noise, by distractions, by experts and gurus who all sound the same and promise quick fixes. But you? You don't want a quick fix. You want to be free. Not just from chains others put on you, but from the chains you still hold onto yourself. Awareness will burn those away, one layer at a time. And once that fire starts, you can't go back. Because when you become truly aware, every second of every day becomes a chance to reshape, to choose differently, to push harder in the direction that actually matters to you. This is the power no one teaches. Because if it were popular, everyone would be free and the system would collapse overnight. But here's the blessing. This power is quietly growing every day in those who refuse to settle. It's awakening in founders who don't just build companies, but break rules. In investors who don't just bet on trends, but on the rare minds who will rewrite the future. In leaders who don't just manage people, but awaken them to their own fire. Awareness unlocks a future where you don't survive, you thrive. Where you stand apart, not as an outcast, but as a spark, lighting up the darkness for others who dare to follow. So it's time to stop lying to yourself about what you're capable of. Stop listening to the voices telling you to play small, to ask for permission, to live by someone else's script. Awareness is your birthright, your secret weapon, your superpower no one talks about, because it makes you dangerous to the fake worlds they built. Welcome to becoming someone who wakes up fully, not just to survive the chaos, but to conquer it on your own terms. Because once you own your awareness, the old world falls away. And what's left? A wild, open space where only the brave build the future you were born to make real.